to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Full Buddy Cast. It's kind of a special edition. We got Homer the Vet on. Homer, give a what up.
What up?
We also got Mark Herbert Schmidt on. Give a what
Butt
up.
up.
What?
Butt up.
Mike Tyson's
Did you
in the
say
building.
butt up?
Butt up.
Okay, with a
I thought
V.
Mike Tyson was in here at first.
Hey, so and it's me,
Vet up.
Travis.
Vet up.
Hey, just real quick, guys. I just want to say thank you very much to our sponsors, Cole Street Brewery, Bordeaux Wine Bar, and Mazatlan. Please hit them up. Say hi to Sean at Cole Street Brewery, as well as everyone over there at Bordeaux Wine Bar. We've got Corey, Robin, John, Kim, and Sid. And also give a what up to Andy over there at Mazatlan. Tell them you listen to the podcast. Get 10% off. They'll take care of you. Wear your shirt. That's really where you're going to get that big time savings. So they'll see that and they'll know from a mile away. And we got Mark pulled out his wallet. He's got Full Buddy Cast on his wallet. He also had it on his van, right?
No, I didn't have a sticker for my band.
You didn't put. Yes, you did.
No, I don't have a sticker for my band. But if you want me to put one on my brother's van, I can.
Somebody put it on the back of their van. That wasn't you.
No, that was not me.
My
brother's van's getting worked on, but
Dude,
I can totally put one.
It was like 2 years ago. It was like the creepiest van I've ever seen in my life, and the Full Buddy Cast is right on the back.
Did you ever hear Jim's story about the van?
No.
Dude, I wish he still told the story, man.
Okay, we're gonna hold off.
I got it on a voicemail on like one of my old phones. I'll see if I can find it. Dude.
All right, at some point we'll air it. And anyway, please go down there. Also, hit me up if you're ever interested. I charge a little bit, $25 a half an hour, but come out, get your voice on the podcast. It's not where I'm going to release it. I'll send it back to you. It could be a birthday greeting, anniversary, do something, talk to your wife, say how great it is. That's the thing that I've never done, and I probably will. That last minute gift where you're just like, oh my gosh, like I completely failed as a husband or a boyfriend or whatever.
That's a great idea.
And you're like, oh, I know what I'm going to do.
Plus, it's cheap counseling too.
Dude, that's another thing.
$25 counseling session. That's like
that is cheap,
half the amount.
right?
Half the amount.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, hit me up if you're interested in ever recording, and I'll email you the file. You can keep it, start your own podcast, send it to your friends and family. It's that voice. We're talking about that voice. You always want to hear that voice.
Speaking of Homer, you're like the Dr. Nick of counseling,
Dr.
dude.
Nick.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
From The Simpsons?
yeah, and you're like the comic book guy.
Oh, dude, I will tell you this.
You don't look like him, but you do bring up the...
there's a guy that I work with that looks like the comic book guy.
Oh, really?
I'm
just saying, like, you know things like the comic book guy knows things.
We still got to
This reminds me of the...
I'm telling you, man, we still got to get Kyle, my brother's friend. He looks like a mix between... My brother calls him Kyle Urban on a good day and Bean on a bad day. You know Carl Urban, the guy who plays the butcher in The Boys?
Yeah.
He looks
I
like
never
him.
watched that show.
He looks like him.
Don't judge me.
But that guy, if you think that I have movie knowledge, anybody that listens, if they're like, that guy references way too much movies, you take my level of movie knowledge and you times it by 10, and that's him with Simpsons knowledge.
Dang.
Like, he is like literally like a computer with Simpsons. Like, I'll quote somebody, he's like, no, that was Jose Canseco, not Steve Sachs, who pulled the washer and dryer machine out of the burning building, or burning house.
Right.
Like, he'll critique me if I say or the like wrong. Like, he knows Simpsons on that level. He could tell you every single person that Lionel Hutz has defended in every single movie that Troy McClure has starred in, dude. Like,
Nice.
But he's a total character. Like, you'll laugh your ass off of that guy.
I didn't listen to anything he said, but I will.
I name dropped like 3 people just in case you weren't paying attention.
Half of them were Simpsons characters.
I name
They
dropped
don't
Kyle.
count.
All right, hey, let's just jump right in. Let's talk casino stories real quick, okay? Can you talk about work, Aval, yay or nay?
Sometimes.
If it's something that's happened like 5 can I talk about an experience where I was approached by security?
Sure, why not?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
You're fine.
Okay, so I'm walking around, and we called it the Sea Walk. Now, we're not the only ones to think of this.
Talk about the crip walk.
No, the credit walk.
Credit walk.
Where you walk around and you just cash out everyone else's credits. So we called it the sea walk. You can't do that.
That's not the name. It's called slot cruising.
Oh, slot cruising? Yes. I like sea walk way better because it's credit. It starts with the C, and you're sea walking around, but credit cruising. Anyway, so that's the industry term, huh?
Yeah,
credit
slot cruising.
Or slot cruising.
Yeah.
That's not as catchy. Who came up with that?
I don't know.
Credit cruising. It's a CC.
Dude, I still like Beavis and Butthead where she's like,
I'll try to get
that old lady talking to Beavis. She's like, man, I've taken a beating, man. Like, there's been so many sluts, you know what I mean? But she's saying sluts rather than slots.
Oh, yeah.
Beavis
like, Butthead during Erica.
There's sluts here. There's sluts here.
All right. So anyway, I'm doing the sea walk.
Okay.
I didn't know it was against the rules. Makes sense that you're like, oh, hey, that's not my money. Right. If someone walks up 13 cents or they got 13 cents, like walk out, and you're like, oh, hey, they just left 13 cents. I'm going to cash it out. Now it's mine. Had no clue. Well, I walk by, and there's like $17.30, and no one's at the machine. There's a lady like 3 machines down, and I go, hey, is this yours? And she's like, no. And I go, okay. I cash it out. $13. I'm like, or was that what? $17. And I was like, no big deal. Boom. Walking around, playing it, losing it. I'm losing all over the place. I literally get down to like $1.30 left. I hit a bonus, and I'm at like $17.80 after, with my bonus. So I'm up a little bit of money. Next thing I know, I get a tap on my shoulder. And there are like 8 people there, as if I'm like an armed robber. I'm like,
it was probably a Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday?
No, Tweaker Tuesday.
Tweaker Tuesday, where I got these people that came up. They tapped me on the shoulder. So I got two different types of people. I got the suits with the security there, and the guy he's like, hey, can I get your ID, bro? And I'm like, yeah. And I already know what he's wanting. I at that point I'm like, why? What? I don't. And I'm like, oh, it's that. Wow. I guess maybe I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, I give him the ID. He runs my ID, takes it upstairs. He goes, hey, the reason I stopped you or got you here is that we're gonna cash you out. You took someone's money, and I'm like, I didn't take anyone's money. He goes, you took the casino's money. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, because when someone abandons a machine, it then becomes the casino's money. I was like, oh.
You don't have to take a shit?
Well, you better remember to cash that puppy out before you take a shit. Right. I'm sure you could probably contest it and say I was going to the bathroom. I'm sure they'd be cool with it. But if people walk out, and I'm used to like 3 cents here.
I've never heard of
2
that.
2 cents there, which casino don't like. But because it's their money at that point. The person, it's not my money at all. It's either that person's or it's the casino's. Right. It's not my money. And so... I
disagree. I think that,
finders keepers.
They need to come up with some new software to the point where, like, if there's too long of a pause, they wipe the slate clean with the machine, and that it doesn't give anybody like some like warm and fuzzy. Cool. It doesn't give somebody the warm and fuzzies going, "Hey, I'm broke, but I'm back in it."
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I get my ID ran. Obviously, I don't have any warrants, and so the guy's like, they cashed me out. I made like 50 cents because it was like $17.30 when I got it. $17.80 when I gave it to them. They actually gave me the 50 cents and they're like, just don't do that again. This is your warning.
Did you ever see Preston Morgan open at the Parlor opening? And he was like, yeah, man. He's like, you ever just like be driving and you're listening to a good song and he's like, and you just got to take a shit out of nowhere? He's like, I was listening to Huey Lewis, Power Love, great song. He's like, and I just had to take a shit, man. And he's like, pull over to a gas station. I'm like, hey man, I gotta drop one real bad. And he's like, sorry, it's for employees only. And he's like, well then hand me an application, you prick. Goes, so I fill out this application and I'm like, dude, this job sucks. I gotta take a break, right? He's like, I wouldn't totally drop the deuce. And then afterwards I'm like, yeah, this job sucks. I quit. And he's like, and I made like $17.50 just to take a shit in her toilet.
That's where Kenny's Travis's money came from.
There we go.
Mark stole your money.
Mark, yeah. Well, so that's a big no-no. So that's a warning for everyone out there. Please do not, if you think you see 2 cents, it's not worth it. Because you probably get a warning, right? And then after that, it's like, hey, you're done.
I got a story like that. When I was younger, found a bag full of stuff at Fred Meyer, and I was like, dude, this shit just got abandoned. There was a receipt in the bag. I went to customer service, returned it, and got some money. And then my parents got a phone call that was totally shady with that, and it was humiliating.
That sucks.
Like, yeah, your son totally stole this stuff, and he returned it and said it was his. And I'm like, that was free money. That was like $17.50 on the slot machine. Don't hate me for that.
Did you use your card?
I didn't have ID at the time.
All right, so can we? Those are stories we could probably share. Okay, all right, all right. So for you, do you have to learn how to Obviously, you probably learned that in combat training, where you're learning how to probably disarm somebody without lethal force, and do you have to brush up on that, where you're having to learn
Once a year, we do a class.
CPR.
We do that every year.
So there's
kind of like CPR where we do a class. We didn't do it this past year because of COVID.
No one's scared. No one's spreading the COVID.
Because of COVID.
Someone's dying. You're like, hey, sorry, it's COVID. I can't.
COVID.
Let's be honest, though.
Combat training class got canceled because of COVID. No, we still did CPR.
Let's be honest, though. When it comes to combat, without cardio, it doesn't matter what you know. You get exhausted, it ain't working.
Some of those people get exhausted, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you can know everything. You get exhausted. That stuff ain't going to work out. Right? How many years have you been there exactly?
14.
14? Did you ever work with Lacey O'Grady?
It's like a blur.
She might have left before you started working there. But Lacey,
are we dropping names again?
You said editing.
Well, not now.
I've seen a couple.
Okay.
Well, either way, it's not a bad thing. Lacey's cool. She's working at the casino.
There's been a couple Enumclaw folks to work.
I think she worked in the Cash Cage.
Lacey O'Grady. Yeah, I'd have to see her face.
She bartended at the Crystal and
I never went there to the Crystal.
Who's making noise?
I was a Yellow Beak person.
Was that you?
Cedars.
I don't know.
Was that you?
I heard it too.
Someone
What is that noise?
Okay, all right. Sorry, I just want to make.
Sound like a game of the lotto balls or something bouncing around the thing.
It did. It sounded like Keno balls.
All right, let me. Hey, tell you the other day. I
know my sound effects.
I was at the casino.
I know that's how I got on this podcast.
This is like 2 days, or this is like a week ago, or a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm at the casino. Got $100 on me. Going to Vegas here.
$100?
Yeah, going to Vegas in
the next day.
Soon. No, in a couple weeks. Anyway, just playing. $1.35 bet. $1.35 bet. 6 spins. I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's go $4.50. Boom. First spin. Boom. $5,000.
What?
Yeah. First spin. $4.50.
So
Bam.
this is a previous Vegas trip, not one that you're actually going to be going to in a couple weeks? Because that's what you made it sound like.
This, again.
You made it sound like you're going in a couple weeks again.
Thank you for the timeline.
I know, where's the invite?
Who knows when this is going to get aired. But yes, it happened in 2021.
But are you going in another 2 weeks?
I'm going to go in a few weeks.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted clarity.
But when I air this, it's going to be...
You're already going to be there.
I got a casino/Vegas story.
Let's hear it.
So I was going to Vegas for 2 months. I was bugging a coworker, what hotel you staying at? What hotel you staying at? And she wouldn't tell me because she was like, I don't want to see your ass down there. I see you at work. So we were at the MGM, trashed because it was for my 29th birthday, me and my buddies.
I'm hearing that noise again.
I know. We're just shit-faced drunk.
It's like Pong playing in the background.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not that. Is there someone hitting the knee?
Is Michael Winslow on this podcast?
Be careful.
Is there a ghost in your garage?
It's Michael Winslow. He's doing sound effects.
Ghost hunters in here?
From a block away.
All right,
so we're in the lower part walking back to our room in the MGM, and I look up and I see the lady I was bugging for months. And instantly I just scream her name. And she looks up like, fuck. They found me.
Emilio!
I gotta edit that
something like
down
that.
so bad.
It was
loud?
You cannot do that close.
Sorry.
You can back it up and do it.
Emilio!
like she
Mighty
had that
Duck Man
look
himself.
like she had that look like, fuck.
That's
they found me. And her husband's like, who the hell are these
I don't know how, but they found me.
So when I worked at Dell's, right, we had this one lady. She was a manager. I won't name drop, but she was manager at her store, and she used to be a manager at another store. And she was sitting behind the computer at the cash register doing orders and stuff. And this customer's like, "Yeah, man, I went to the Auburn store. This lady was a total bitch, man." He goes, "Built like a fucking linebacker, right?" And she was sitting right behind the counter when he said it. He didn't even know she was sitting there. He's like, "Man, she's a total bitch, man." He's like a fucking linebacker.
I'm not gonna mention.
Oh,
I'm not gonna mention names. Okay, I'm not gonna mention names.
Dude, it was great, man.
But back when I was in junior high, no, I was in high school. I was a freshman. Oh, I feel so bad about this one. I don't know.
Dude, don't.
No, I'm gonna do it.
Don't.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't feel bad though. Do
Okay,
it, but
okay.
don't feel bad.
So, I knew a few people, and sometimes when you're in a certain age where you don't know much about a subject or a person, you just hear it from somebody else. So then that becomes your opinion of that person as well.
Like today, like
What?
with people just
Yeah.
jumping on without knowing anything.
Without knowing anything, yes, yes, that's exactly. They move, yes. So I am. This person's like, "Oh, that officer so and so for the Enumclaw PD, they're such a bitch," and I'm like, I don't know anyone who they're talking about, right? Well, no joke. Like a month later, I remember the name of the officer. I'm not going to say it.
You get pulled over by that officer?
No.
Dare.
No.
The Dare officer.
No. I go to a Mariners game with one of my friends. He's driving us. Well, not my friend's driving us, but it's like a buddy of his parents is driving us. And they're like, somehow Enumclaw PD comes up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that officer is such a bitch. And I said the officer.
Consider their dad.
It was his wife.
So check it out, right? I'll name drop, right? So when I was going up in Packwood, right?
No name drop. Back up off that microphone just a little bit.
All right.
And then, back up even more. You did this. I said, back up. And he just like moves like a centimeter.
Yeah, I did back up.
Back up an inch.
Okay.
There you go.
So anyway, going to Packwood for the swap meets. Remember I told you we just yell pants really loud when we go out there? And it's like Marco Polo. People just respond.
Yeah.
So we're out in Packwood because my buddy, his family had property right behind the main bar in town. So we just go get lit there, go back to the bar and do karaoke. I'd karaoke Tina Turner and stuff. I wouldn't even care. I'd karaoke We Don't Need Another Hero from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And all those old timers would look at me. I was like, I was nuts, dude. But we went on this thing called a chug-a-lug, right? This guy was a total alcoholic, lived up the street from his grandparents. We would just go riding around his vehicle. We just have a cooler full of beer. We just listen to classic rock and just like crawl up these hills. He called them chug-a-lugs, right? So we do these chug-a-lugs, right? This guy was total. I guess he died earlier, like a couple years ago, but he was really cool.
We can name drop him then.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh, no. Dude, I got a good YouTube video. I could just post it in one of these podcasts when it drops, and then you guys could just put two and two together. Okay. But we're on this chug-a-lug, right? And this guy in the truck, he's like, you know who's got a butt ugly wife? He's like, fucking Fred, dude. And my buddy, his nephew's like, dude, that's my fucking mom, dude. No, it was my buddy, not my buddy's nephew, but my buddy's like, he goes, you know who that butt ugly fucking wife? He's like, Fred. And my buddy's like, dude, that's my fucking mom, dude.
But here's
awesome.
The question is, though,
was she butt ugly?
No, would you much rather have someone say, hey, dude, your mom's butt ugly, or hey, your mom is smoking hot?
Butt ugly.
Well, if she says, if one of my friends that I know has no game says my mom's hot,
yeah,
it's not bad.
Homer's like, what did I get myself into on this thing?
Dude, we're doing full body tackle right
Full
now.
body tackle.
dude.
Oh,
Tackle.
full body tackle.
That-
Oh, it's like a full body tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. See, this is why I brought Mark. All right, so
We're on a boat.
we're gonna do a little bit of a roundabout here.
Okay.
A roundabout. And what this roundabout is it's a question, and we'll change
Don't forget to
who
yield.
goes first. So Mark will be first on this one, then Homer. It's going to be rapid fire, then me. And then the next question will go Homer, and then me, and then Mark, and then me. And we're just going to go around these questions. And so these are questions from
It's like a game of
from the listeners. And this is actually from a listener named Jeremy.
These loaded questions.
These are loaded questions from Jeremy. One of them was Jeremy. I'm going to edit this, but I was thinking today, I'm like, I need to get more people to ask questions. So I'm going to ask these questions and just pretend that people are asking
I
these
ruined your
questions.
Black Panther party, Forrest.
Why'd you look at him?
Because he's like Forrest Gump with his vet stories, dude.
How nice is that? Hey, of all the compliments in the world, you're like, hey, you're like Forrest Gump. I'd punch you right in the face if you said that to me.
Dude, you know Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yes.
When I saw him do stand-up, he was like, yeah, man, like, I did a show. No, he's like, one time I was like, this lady walked up to me in public, and she's like, I don't mean to offend you, but you kind of look like Bobcat Goldthwait. And he's like, what the fuck do I even say to that? So I don't mean to offend you, but you look like yourself.
All right. Start with you, Mark.
All right.
If you could attend any concert of any time,
Queen. Freddie Mercury.
any concert, anytime, Homer.
Baby Kane.
Really?
Yeah. That's what my dad listened to.
Yeah. All right. I'd go the Rat Pack. I'm down with the Rat Pack.
That's a good one too.
Just because,
Why? Because you like Vegas?
just because I like the whole vibe. But
Because you like
yes,
steal $17.50 on somebody's slot machine?
I'm the Rat Pack. All right, Homer, you're
That's not a
first.
change back then.
What is the most sacred thing to you? Your most sacred thing, like right now, if someone were to go break into your house and take something, and where's it located first and foremost? Just kidding.
His pocket, blank, bottom drawer.
Most sacred.
Most sacred thing. Rapid fire.
Probably a
Worms.
picture.
A picture? A picture's rough, man. That's rough. For me, it's voice. So please get your voice recorded with me. 25. No, I'm kidding. And then, Mark, what about you? What's your most sacred thing?
My most sacred thing?
Yeah. It's going to be something obscure.
Dude.
Your most sacred thing right now, if you could put it on display and people, what would it be?
It already is.
Probably my drawings.
Oh, your drawings. Yeah. You got good drawings. So probably maybe some of your
I
raps.
thought his couch would have been it.
I say my drawings because like there's so many drawings that I've done where like there's actually some I can memorize how I drew them, and there's other ones where it's like I don't even like for example, I got one I drew. If I had to put a title for it, I'd say Optimus Prime's dilated pupil. It looks like a transformer, like that's stoned, right? It looks like his eyeball, right? But all I remember is when I drew it, I was watching a documentary on how to sink an aircraft carrier. And I don't even know why I remember that shit. But I was watching a documentary on how to sink an aircraft carrier, and I was like, I drew Optimus Prime stoned out of his fucking mind, dude.
What is the most... This guy. Mark is
Hey, was Tickle Me Elmo a request?
What are you talking...
Hey,
I get it. Okay, anyway. What is the most disgusting smell in the world? For me, I'll go first, and it's going to go to Mark. I hate the smell of candy apple, like...
Cider?
No, not cider. Like a candy apple. I drank one time. I drank way too much...
Angry Orchard.
No, it was what's the Crown
Apple.
Crown Apple. It's
I got
like
a story.
It's like a
about that.
Jolly
the first
Rancher.
time I drank it.
I'm puking everywhere. So if I smell that now, I'm done. I don't even have like my favorite candy was the Jolly Ranchers with the green apple Jolly Ranchers. Can't even have one right now. Go ahead, Mark.
I'd say whatever I fucking dropped in the Plyos room one time, dude. Dude, I was doing these medicine ball sit-ups and plyometrics, right? I was doing these medicine ball sit-ups in the plyos room, and I just cropped us to the entire wrestling room, right?
No,
I'm not even joking. It was like literally like just like instantaneous, like boom, just like mushroom cloud of that entire room,
and no one knew it was you.
And everybody like turned their head and was like, "Oh, like what the hell was that?" Right? And I like totally looked and I was like, "Oh," like, and I responded. And I was like, "Dude, that was fucking me, dude." It was like cloudy with a chance of meatballs in that bitch, dude.
Before Homer says anything, what if, honestly, like 5 people ended up farting at the exact same time?
That would be pretty awesome.
And then that's what it was?
Yeah, it was like...
and everyone was like, oh, shoot, who is that?
Dude, we just Wolfgang pucked that entire fucking room, dude.
Go ahead, Homer.
So
what if like 5 listeners was like, dude, I farted at the exact same time as you. I remember that shit.
I remember that.
Because there's probably like 5 listeners that were in plyos with me.
Yes.
I've gassed the hallway before at work to make everybody clock in or clock out late.
No.
I didn't want to stay by the time clock anymore. I went home on time.
The best is when you go through the car wash. And then you like your friend can't get out and they can't roll down the window. Like, sorry, bro. It is what it is.
That's such a good idea.
That's a good one.
You're like, dude, you mind if I get my car washed real fast? And you just know you got one on fucking, you got one on standby, like fucking red eye flight, right?
Mark.
The smell.
Friggin' Mark.
I'd say
Do a
Jaeger.
crop circle.
Smell I never want to smell again is Jaeger.
Jaeger.
I'd say Leonard Skinner's song.
Too many parts place. Too many.
Jaeger's just gross.
Yeah,
I hate black licorice as is.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I had a bad experience on Jaeger. I won't tell you the whole story. I'll just say the night started out with some...
This turned into Mark's podcast, by the way.
No,
Mark's done a good job hijacking this.
I restrained myself. I'm like Wesley Snipes.
On the first one, you were great.
Pastor 57, dude.
This one, you were like... Once the floodgates open, it's on.
I'm like that, when when the Panama Canal opens up on Team America World Police,
going.
and he's like, "No me gusta, no me gusta, no me gusta," when he's holding the fucking
I'm
truck.
over here making fun. I'm like, you're talking too much. She's like, I know. Let me talk some more. Share your story, and then shut up.
What was I saying?
Okay, you're done.
No. Like, remind me.
The Jaeger smell.
Okay, so the night started off with me, Chris Trumbull, name drop.
Is he gonna beat me up in Cedars?
No. He'll compliment you and probably laugh at me.
Okay, all right.
So he made like this awesome bear sausage spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
Ate so much of that, dude. And then I decided to drink a lot of beer. And then I decided to drink a lot of Jaeger. And then I decided to drink a lot of whiskey. The end of the night ended with probably what would have been on his list for smells I do not like.
Oh, wow.
Imagination, people.
The imagination. Imagination Station. Homer, you were going to say something about the Green Apple Crown Royal.
So, the first time I ever bought it, it's a football story. Sadly, 49ers lost to the Raiders.
Oh, you're a big 49er
Don't
fan.
know
I remember
how.
that.
So, I cracked open a bottle of Crown Apple when I got home. Chugged the whole bottle. Set it on the counter sideways.
No.
With the lid next to it. No. Woke up at like 6 a.m. Pissed off because my Crown Apple was drank. Woke up the whole house.
Really?
Everybody's like just laughing. And it was making me more pissed off.
Oh, man.
And my buddy's like, I got something for you to look at. He showed me his phone. He recorded a video of me just chugging the whole bottle. So I woke up the whole house for no reason.
That's hilarious. That is crazy. All right, so lock the door. Mark went outside. Just kidding. I love Mark. I like to give him a hard time because the dude loves to talk.
Yeah.
The dude loves to talk. All right, so we'll do a rapid fire. If you had a large bumper sticker on your car, what would it say? I'm guessing it's going to say Tackle Box Talk. Is that correct?
That would be one of them.
What would be the other one?
Get off my ass.
Get off my. If you're reading this, you're too close.
Ever tell you about my eye chart?
No,
No,
stop.
He's
No.
talking about
No. You need
bumper
to
stickers.
I need to rein you in right
bumper
now.
stickers on your car.
Dude, I got good bumper sticker
Yeah,
ideas.
Mark. Oh yeah, Mark always got bumper stickers.
I know.
Okay,
I know
Mark,
one for Mark.
Mark, give me what is that?
Don't talk into the mic like you're wearing a mask.
You do. I guess that. Oh man, you're loud in a sense, right? So
Some
maybe
COVID talking.
that's exactly what's happening. We're so used to yelling at people. All right, so give me. So what I've learned, Mark, you can't. You got to corral Mark. That's why it was 20 minutes to leave Mark, or Mark would talk for 4 hours. So you got to keep it. So here we go, Mark. Top 3. I'm gonna give you top 3 bumper sticker ideas. Go.
Okay, so first one would be, can anybody tell me a time when they were at the bar and there was some bitch or some dickhead that like just totally pissed them off and they wanted to kick their ass?
Name Travis.
So anyway, you take
Who name dropped him on a podcast.
You take said person, right?
He's pointing at me.
No, not you. Just that person that you know, and you say, rather than punch him in the face and have an assault charge, I'm going to be more strategic. So here's where you could buy a bumper sticker on Full Body Cast that we can make personally for you.
Don't do this, but yes.
Yeah, so
I love this.
The bumper sticker is, I don't always drink and drive, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. And so what you do is you drink Dos Equis that night, you sneak that empty bottle out of the bar, you pitch it in the back of their truck, you pull the tabs off their license plate, so when they get pulled over...
Holy cow.
You
says, murder their family.
Yeah, when they get pulled over, they get pulled over for expired tabs, and the cop's like, have you been drinking? And he's like, no, sir. And he's like, you're either incredibly cocky or stupid. Because there's an empty Dos Equis bottle with a bumper sticker that says, I don't always drink and drive, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis.
I love the full story. I was thinking that your bumper sticker is going to be like a one word thing, like, or like a one like sentence thing, like, my kid is not in the honors.
Like George Carlin's?
What was that?
George Carlin had the best bumper. He's like, don't you love bumper stickers? He's like, we're the proud parents of an honor roll student. And he's like, how about I'm the proud parent of a kid who sells weed to your honor roll student?
I've actually seen that.
Or we're the proud parent of a kid who's been in public school that hasn't been knocked up yet. Or he's like, my favorite, he goes, I'm the proud parent of a kid whose self-esteem is efficient enough that I don't have to promote his minor scholastic achievements on the back of my fucking car.
All right, we're moving on.
Oh, I thought I had 3.
No, that one lasted 3 minutes.
No, I got 3.
Then you got to wrap it up in 30 seconds.
All right, 3.
You got 2 left.
That was 2 I said.
You got 1 more.
Okay, 1 more.
30 seconds. Go.
Okay, let me think about one.
Okay,
I got 30 seconds. I'll think of one.
There's gonna be 28 seconds of you thinking of one.
No,
and then 2 seconds. You're like,
Homer will talk while I'm thinking, and I'll interrupt him.
Homer, what do you have on? Do you have a bumper sticker at all?
No, I don't have any bumper stickers.
Nothing on the back?
No, I just have stickers of stuff I like.
That's cool.
All right,
That's
Travis,
good.
You're on. So you're up. No pressure.
Okay, I'm moving on.
I'll be honest. I just wanted to see if you guys would handle the pressure.
Thank you so much for that. What? Okay, you're on an island. You're on an island by yourself. No one else around.
Volleyball Wilson.
What 2 things do you need to survive? Homer, go. This is, by the way, this is from Elizabeth. Go ahead, Homer. Thanks, listener Elizabeth, for the question. Homer, 2 things on the island that you need to survive. What is it?
A lighter.
Okay.
And my voice.
I got questions.
You already have your voice.
I know, but that's all I need. I just need a lighter then. I just need a lighter.
You can get something else.
I got questions.
What?
Is whatever we have, is it going to run out when it runs out? Or do we have an endless supply?
No.
Because a lighter will go dead after a while. So, is it an object that I could have that's going to be, it's not going to run out after, the fuel runs out?
No.
Is my iPod going to go dead with battery?
Yes.
Is it unlimited battery power?
No unlimited anything.
I asked too many questions because I know what happens when you don't ask questions. You have a fucking dead iPod and you're on a hike and you're like, I still got 30 more miles to go. I should have got that MP3 player with AAA batteries. Oh, that's what I did. Don't look so frustrated, Travis.
He looks like you're a junior high shop teacher right now.
He looks like Dr. P, dude.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Dr. P.
Dr. P.
Let's talk about Dr. P
You're
for
welcome.
a second. You guys were saying Dr. P. What was about Dr. P?
So,
He's a real OG. Yeah, you know me.
The main
You down with
story,
Dr. P?
He used to always demonstrate things and like catch himself on fire. And then, so we knew what not to do.
Like when
So,
that
like,
glass
Tim Al-
bottle blew up in class.
Yeah, and it burned his eyebrows. And we knew not to do that. That's why I call him the Tim Allen of science.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, from Tool Time.
Yeah, because he'd
Yeah.
always get in an accident or do
Right.
something. Yeah.
That's the same thing with Mr. Patakis in shop class. He'd always get hurt too.
You actually knew his name?
Yeah.
Patakis, dude. Patakis was
He was never there when I had him.
he was in a wheelchair when I was there. Was
No,
he
he
still in the
wasn't.
wheelchair when he was?
No.
He had ripped his Achilles
Oh,
off.
he had a wheelchair. when
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Oh, he was out of it.
He'd wheel around.
But he missed. He was there maybe one day a week because he'd always get hurt.
When I was in first grade, our vice principal mowed his fucking toe off with a lawnmower.
Damn.
Who has the worst name? Like,
Worst name?
Celebrity. Who has the worst name that you know? Like or we'll say funniest name. For me, I like Dick Buttkiss, the football player. I think that was
Dick Trickle.
Dude, I got a movie
Dick
with Dick.
Trickle.
I got a movie with Dick Buttkiss.
What are you talking about?
He's in a movie?
Yeah, I got a movie with him in it.
With him in it. What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger the movie, dude.
Hamburger?
I got it on VHS,
Isn't he in
dude.
The Longest Yard, too, the remake?
Dude, you
He's
are.
gotta be in the
Dude,
remake.
no, there's you got
Name. Give me a name. Don't give me a story. Give me a name. We're moving on.
What name?
What's the funniest name? That
There was my buddy Kyle, name drop. I won't say his last name. We worked at Dell's.
yeah.
He printed out a credit card receipt and handed it to me, and it was a guy. His name was Gay Johnson.
I'm regretting asking that question. Hey,
Hey, Homer loves it.
if you had to change a flat tire, how long would it take you with your gear? Like you got to pull your
I know.
spare tire out. I'm gonna say mine's gonna take me about 5 minutes. What about you?
How fast is AAA?
Good answer.
What about you?
Same thing. How fast is AAA? That's my birthday present every year from my
Oh,
mom.
really?
Yeah,
She gets me a AAA card every
That's
year.
amazing.
So he ain't even lying. Like, how fast
I
are
make
they?
money off of it too. Like my cars ain't gonna break down, but when my buddies does, I charge them $20.
Yep.
What is the most terrible act of cruelty? Homer?
That you've done to somebody?
No, not you.
Like, if you were in a movie Saw, what would you do to
What
somebody
is the
else?
most terrible, cruel act that you could think of? Wait.
Physical or
That's-
emotional?
That's
Yeah.
horrible. That's a horrible
I
question.
can
got a
answer that.
story where I've done something cruel to somebody,
Okay,
but
let's
it
talk-
wasn't on purpose.
Let's talk about that.
So, like, I had a playhouse growing up, like, my parents built, like, a big wood tree fort. And, like, I used to pee out the window. And when I went to pee out the window, my sister Pearl, that you know,
Yeah.
walked out underneath the window, and I peed all over her head.
On accident?
Well, she walked under when I was peeing.
Wait.
So I peed all over her head.
Was she singing in the rain?
Oh, no.
I think that's what I think my pee's, like, scientifically good. Because she got 4.0s after that.
You're good now. You can do whatever you want now.
He shut you off.
No, I turned him down because he's just yelling in that microphone. As if
I'm used to the old recordings where, like, you could barely hear me.
That's true. That is true.
Because I was quiet as hell in the old ones.
Yeah, that's true. Gosh, I should have done that like hours ago.
I suffer from voice modulation, Tina.
What artist might you respect more if you knew more about them? And we'll say singer, songwriter, actress, actor. What artist, if you knew a little more about them, you'd probably respect them a little bit more. Me? Oh, no. Mark's first. Mark?
I would say for me, with Kanye West, when I used to like hear him, do interviews, I felt like he's pretty full of himself. And my brother's friend, the Simpsons guy, loves Kanye West.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast and got to see that different side of him, my level of respect went up for Poundley. Like he's got a lot of depth to him, but I also feel like there's
Yeah, I get what you're
things in
saying.
his life that have changed, but he's a very intriguing guy.
Yeah, I agree
Now
with
I've
that,
seen side of
actually.
him.
That's a spot on answer. That's a great
Very
answer.
intriguing guy when you see that different side of him.
About you? I think it's when you learn a little. You either watch a reality show or you get a podcast interview.
How about Homer Robertson?
I don't know who's that.
I just want to see if you got his name right. It's Robertson.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know Homer. I know Homer Robertson.
Yeah, no, I just want to see if you're paying attention.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
like for me, the last time I talked to this guy was when he was in Dr. P's class.
Really?
Yeah, so for me, like seeing him when he was 19 versus now, that's crazy difference.
Right.
I just remember I let him copy off my papers for a Sublime CD, dude.
He gave you a Sublime CD.
Yeah, he gave me a Sublime CD and I let him copy.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah, it's the Sublime CD with like the black and white, and they got the clown. bells
Yeah.
on
Did
it.
you already did you have like a double? You have
No,
duplicate?
he just scratched the shit, but it still played.
Yeah.
Really?
It was scratch the shit. And it's funny.
That's funny.
80 grit sandpaper to it.
Got about 5 minutes left, guys. You ready for the rapid fire? You got anything else you want to talk about?
What other questions does Elizabeth have for us?
Yeah.
So this actually is from John. If you went to a video store right now, so start there.
They just don't exist anymore.
They don't-
So
they-
next question.
Right? No, but what I'm saying is like, but we're talking about video games.
Okay.
When this is back in the day when
Friday
you were
night.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, I couldn't picture this. Who is that? That's B.I.G. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Anyway.
Shaq Fu, dude.
What was your favorite video game to rent? I'll go with mine first. I loved Earthbound. Earthbound was a lot of fun for the Super Nintendo. Mark?
Shaq Fu, dude.
Shaq Fu?
Shaq Fu.
Did you get the
man.
CD?
No, I never rented in my life. I just always thought it'd be cool to.
Dude, I
actually
had that
take a
CD.
chance.
I
had
love
the
that CD.
That was the first CD my parents
No,
ever
not
got
a
me.
CD.
Really?
The Sega Genesis game.
I never had.
No,
a
I know.
It was a
no,
fighting game. Shaq Fu.
Yeah, no, but they all said Shaq Diesel,
Yeah.
make him Shaq, make him shiver. Please take notes as I stand and deliver. I had that whole CD memorized.
That's because you could buy every single pawn shop that is in existence.
That was your first CD your parents bought you,
Yes.
or rap CD that your parents bought you.
First CD they bought me.
Wow, Shaq Diesel, Eric Sermon, Redman,
Yeah.
Shaq. 3 Mac, I'm
don't
about to
remember
get
the
smacked.
words
Boom,
that
pow.
much.
Dude,
It's on Spotify.
It is. I actually listened to it like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh man, I gotta listen to this CD again.
I remember my first CDs.
What's your first one?
I got 2 CDs. It was fucking Elton John's love songs and fucking Huey Lewis and News Time Flies, dude.
Back in time.
Oh yeah, dude.
They put
But
the
you better
news
promise me you'll be back in time.
So what video game you renting back in the day?
Probably Rush.
Dude, Rush was
San
such a
Francisco
good
Rush?
Yes,
game.
indeed. San Francisco.
Oh, I was
Rush,
thinking of,
64.
Get that minivan and you try to roll it a bunch of times to get the combos.
You never played Rush? It's a car racing game.
That game was fun as hell. When you do like the trick mode,
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Am I thinking of something? Oh, I'm thinking of Rage.
you do that.
You're thinking
you
of
do like
yeah.
the stunt
Rage.
mode.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the motorcycle game, Road
Road
Rash.
Rage, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
He's
You
thinking
like
Road
hit people with a
Rash.
chain and club them in the head when they're riding. And
Yeah.
Stuff. But yeah, on Rush,
No,
when you
but
like do
Rush.
that stunt mode where you do like how many barrel rolls you could do and
Right.
get the combos. I used to
Yeah.
always get that Volkswagen.
Then they
van.
made Rush 2 where you could race in on a volcano in Hawaii, or you could race in
Dude,
Alcatraz.
Burnout was pretty fun.
And you
you
could
ever played
be-
Burnout on PlayStation?
You could change the colors of your car.
You ever played Burnout on PlayStation?
No.
Where you have
Oh,
takedown,
Burnout was
where you
great.
do takedown mode. You see how many cars you can get to crash.
I never did Burnout.
Burnout was really dope.
What
Remember,
was-
you ram cards off the road and how many
Yeah.
cars you could take out? You do takedown mode. That was fun
Dude,
as hell.
they had some on PlayStation 2. They had some game. Was it Burnout?
Burnout was dope.
Midnight
No,
Club, maybe?
No, Midnight Club was great. Their soundtrack was awesome. But no, I'm thinking of where you could. It's like a demolition derby, where you could demolition derby the whole thing, and they even had
Burnout.
Was that Burnout?
Yeah, where you you go off a ramp and you gotta see how much damage you can call money wise. Money wise.
Yes, yes.
That's Burnout.
But they
I
also
never
had
played
one
that.
where it was like it wasn't online. You could play 2-player though, but it would be like it was a game where there was a giant like soccer ball in it, and you could kick it. Now it's not like the old. It's not like the freaking Xbox One. Gosh, what was that? Was
Monster
it Burnout?
Truck game? There's
So
a
you know on
Monster Truck
Xbox now
game
they
like
have
that
Connect.
too.
You know they got Connect on Xbox.
Yeah,
Imagine if they did Extreme Elimination Challenge, like that reality show,
yeah.
That'd be cool.
and you had like the VR headset, and they did like the slow motion replays, and you just like feel the vibration of the headset, like every time, like, you know, when you go to catch that medicine ball that's flying like 60 feet in the air and it just like hits you right in the dome, like your headset just goes like that, and you just like drop your knees from the impact.
I don't remember that. I used to, though, for NASCAR, when Casey Kane was racing NASCAR, I'd get to all the NASCAR games, and I actually bought the
Steering wheel?
the steering wheel and the gas pedals, put it on a what's that called? Like a dinner tray or whatever that would fold out, and I would just put it against the big screen and just race it. Nice. So much fun. So much fun. But hey, we're wrapping things up right now. Everyone, thanks so much for listening.
Thanks, though.
Appreciate Homer coming on for another one. This is more like
fun.
This is kind of a garage night where the dudes kind of get together and kind of chat it up. You feel good with that?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about that we haven't talked about? You want to promote yourself real quick. Where can we find you?
So I'm on YouTube under Homer the Vet as my music, or you can look me up on Tackle Box Talk for my podcasts on a separate YouTube page. Spotify, Pandora. I'm on everything. So
You're on everything and everywhere.
right. I have a Homer the Vet Facebook page.
Pornhub.
I wouldn't be sitting here if I was on that.
You said everything.
I love
Everything but porno.
All right. Mark, any shout outs? Anything you wanted to say? Where can we find you?
You
On his couch on the roof.
You could find me at Johnson's Home and Garden. If you need like a metric screw or an outside the box thinker to help you tackle your project, full buddy tackle your project, I can help you with that.
Appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Appreciate all the Patreon subscribers and the Full Buddy Cast sponsors. Hit them up. Say hi. Do whatever you need to do. Mark brought the beers, so I'm trying to end this gracefully, and it's going to be horrible. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great week. And thanks, Homer, for coming on.
You're welcome. It was an honor.
Yes. And Mark, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Dude, my mom's friend.
No! I'm hanging up. All right.
We can never get the last bye. It's like bye. Okay, have a good night. Bye. All right. Bye. You know,
sounds like my mom too.
Yeah.
My mom would do that too.
Thanks for listening.
It's like an NSYNC song.
Welcome to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.